Major League side stuff, and I'm only watching you guys from afar, and I say, okay, if Dodgers Yankees are in town, and you're selling out the stadium. And so what I'd like to do is a larger picture story on how did you guys get here, but also kind of more importantly, how do you grow from here? Like, what is the ambition?
Sure. So fire away. Let's rock.
Yeah. In terms of how you got here, what do you think is what's the short explanation?
2 words: fans first. That sounds cliche, but it has guided every decision we made. The reason why we're in the National Baseball Hall of Fame, the reason why we're selling out Major League stadiums, the reason why we're selling football stadiums is that we look at the entire experience dramatically different than most sports organizations. It is not about necessarily how well we perform in the field, it's how many fans' first moments can we create. And so every touch point, there's a difference. You think most sports, there's more barriers now because it's all about the development, it's all about on the field. And that's number one, I get it. It's a competitive sport. You gotta win, you gotta win, you gotta win.
Sure.
But 90% of people come to a sporting event to have fun, to be a part of something. And so for us, as soon as the gates open at 2 o'clock, our players are greeting the fans. Then at 3 o'clock, we have a Before the Peel show. Then at 4 o'clock, 4:15, we come out for a big march. We do a huge opening. Then from 4:30 until 7, we have about 50 different things that are happening to create a show. Then at 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we're trying to put the most entertaining show ever. Speed. Then 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, we're signing autographs. We're in a post-game plaza. I will sign personally till the last man leaves. That's an obsession. It's extremely hard.
How did you know that's what fans wanted, what consumers want?
You learn by doing. So for instance, you learn by doing, you watch. We started watching when fans were leaving games early. That's why we created Banana Ball. We put the most, we had senior citizen dancing, the Banana Dance, we had break dance, a coach, we had players dancing, we had scoring celebration, we had that, and fans were still leaving games early. It's just 2.5 hours, 3 hours, they're leaving early. So we were literally videotaping, taking pictures, and watching this. And I said, we gotta create a faster game, more entertaining game. So what people realize is that myself and our team, we're watching the crowd, we listen to reactions. When we do a promotion, we're watching when's the pop, what's the button, how are they responding to this? And then if it doesn't work, we adjust for the next night. We don't have sponsors. We're not doing sponsor promotions. We're doing what we think fans will like the most.
Zero sponsors?
Zero sponsor promotions. Well, we have a couple partners, but they're not
doing in-game promotional.
Yeah, because again, what do partners generally want? They want to extract value from fans. Every decision we ask, we want to give value to fans. That's why if we want to make a lot more money, we'd have ticket fees, convenience fees, service fees, and we charge ticket prices of what we could get right now, which is in the hundreds of dollars. Right. But our tickets are $40, $50, and $60.
Was this the ambition, like where you are now, and in fact selling out a stadium south of Yankees Dodgers tonight? Was that the ambition at the start, or has the ambition changed along?
The ambition was to create the greatest show in sports, and do it fans first, and do it in a way that our fans would love. So we started creating, and then all of a sudden the demand, I mean, our wait list for tickets, this is a real number, it's 3.5 million. Like, that's a real number. So you have those people joining,
right?
You have to do bigger stadiums. But then I'm also now interested in how we're gonna do smaller.
So let's look forward a little bit. You're adding 2 more teams next year.
The league starts next year. The Banana Ball Championship League. This isn't a Globetrotters, we're building a sport. When I see kids that I have Little Leagues reaching out every day that they say they want to do Banana Ball League. Right. They don't want to play regular baseball. Their kids want to play Banana Ball. They want to have a yellow banana ball, the first ball that they pick up. It's different. My 7-year-old kid, that's all he does is trick plays now. So when you see that and you zoom out, and we did a tournament last year, a youth tournament, we had 900 kids from 48 states sign up to fly into Cleveland to be in a youth tournament.
Right.
It shows you that there's a bigger picture. When most people they look at the chessboard and they say, oh, I see this next move. You gotta see the whole board. Zoom out. It's a sport. The best comparison would be boxing and UFC. Boxing's still strong. Boxing's still a great sport. Baseball's always gonna be a great sport, and I have a lot of love for it. But then UFC came along and it started creating a new base of fans. I believe Banana Ball will do the same.
So you consider Banana Ball, when you say baseball, you mean literally you're distinguishing it as a sport. Now,
it is a sport.
Right, as separate from traditional baseball.
It is. There's completely different rules.
Right.
You know, there's completely different rules. We're playing 9 innings in an hour and 50 minutes. We played 9 innings at Clemson in front of 81,000 in an hour and 43 minutes with 20 trick plays.
Are you a competitor in Major League Baseball?
No.
Do you want to be?
Not at all. Zero. And if anybody tries to put us again, it's wrong. It's completely wrong. Where are we right now? We work with Major League Baseball. It's good for all of us. We're creating more fans. Anybody, our fan base, they might come to their first Major League Stadium game because of us. That's good for the game. And so we're not a competitor at all. We're both trying to create fans.
Do you think how do you think they view you? Have they?
Yeah, we've had conversations. I think we both have. I have a lot of respect for the changes and adjustments that they've done in the game to make it faster. And I think you'll see it. They're embracing more celebrations. You're seeing them have more fun. And I think that makes a difference. And I think it's going to continue to grow. And there'll be a point where there'll be some trick plays happening in the games.
You think so?
Yes.
In Major League Baseball.
It's not going to happen this year, might not happen next year. But there'll be a point where all of a sudden there's a ground ball up the middle, and their shortstop's going to do a fun glove feed. And the crowd and people are going to go nuts.
Right. And every once in a while we see that anyway. But right, I know what you mean. Do you? I mean, when you say you've had conversations, is this literally you talking to Rob Manfred about?
No, I've talked to the office. I've not talked directly to Rob. I've talked to people in their office. I've had lots of conversations.
One curiosity I have, and this is purely curiosity, is they have this whole one baseball initiative.
Yeah.
They try to buy. They're getting involved in softball. Have they expressed interest?
I haven't talked about that. No.
Do you want to sell?
What's that?
Do you want to sell?
Sell?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Is the plan to grow this for 10 years, then hand it off to somebody, or?
I will do this until the day I die, and then I want to make sure my family keeps it going. There's a difference. If I wanted to make a lot of money, yes, we could sell, and there's been some crazy numbers thrown at us. Crazy numbers. No interest. The thing is, if we want to build this to make money, we would have all the fees, we would charge taxes, we would have sponsors everywhere, we would do TV rights instead of keeping every free game on YouTube, right. Which is crazy.
Right.
It's not about money. See, I'm trying to be like, I've said this over and over again, and I think people come in with criticism or not believing it. Skepticism. I want to create 1 billion fans. There's a difference. When I was at Disneyland the other day for Savannah Bananas at Disneyland, Savannah Bananas Day at Disneyland, and I saw thousands of people lined up in front of the castle, thousands, in gear, waiting, just to possibly see us and say hello.
Right.
There's a difference there. There's emotion that you feel. They're there for a purpose. That doesn't happen many places. I want to grow that and extend that so we can go all over the world and show up somewhere, and there will be thousands of people just excited to be a part of it, because that inspires us. That's our purpose.
Is there a number of teams you want to get to? Is there a number of are we going to have stadiums that are dedicated to your teams, to Banana Bowl?
I mean, right now we're able to go to the fans. So what's the conventional? Conventional is you build a team and you build a stadium in a market. You have 60, 80, however many games. Right. You hope they come. Right. For us, the model is how do we bring... I want to go to fans in North Dakota, South Dakota, Canada. I want to go to fans all over. It's hard.
Right.
It's extremely costly. It's unscalable in some ways, but we find a way. So the thing is, if you build a stadium in one market, then what happens is some people can also get bored of it. I don't want fans ever to get bored, because I want to keep pushing the envelope and bringing it to new people.
What have been the challenges of scaling? I read there's the CFO.com interview Tim did.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
I'm intrigued on what he said. What do you?
I mean, there was some interesting granular stuff about the number of NetSuite, or like the number of transactions that were getting put into the system was wrong, and you guys had to kind of like just kind of interesting small things. But as you guys have grown, I am curious. What is it? What is hard about it, and what do you have to do to keep
Everything
growing?
Is hard. Everything. Because everything we're doing, we've never done before. So think about this. We do all the merchandise ourselves.
Yeah,
100%.
Let's talk about the merchandise.
We do all the merchandise ourselves. So we had to figure out how to bring it on the road, how to get the inventory, how to have the semi-trailers, how to scale that. We do all the ticketing ourselves. We built our own ticket system. So all the ticketing, we have to do that at every new stadium. The logistics, the world tour travel, we travel with 200 plus people. The show, we do the whole show ourselves completely. The broadcast, we do that ourselves. We don't know how to do a broadcast. How do you do that and then do it on national television? Because we have a national television and YouTube. Everything we've done, we've never done. But when most people get scared of that fires me up, because I know we're just going to learn faster. If you outsource everything, you outsource everything that you can learn to be better for your fans. And as soon as you outsource something, there's a different interest. No one is obsessed with fans the way we're obsessed with. So every day when we do something at our first football stadium, extremely hard. How are you supposed to entertain 81,000 people? The first time we go anywhere else, the first time we had a new team, I mean, the Party Animals have sold out their tour. But that's a completely different show than the Bananas. Now the Firefighters have their own show. The Tailgaters have their own show. That's extremely hard. But what we realize that it's not just, we don't need to be unbelievable that first day. We need to get to the next show, and then we know if we keep pushing, by next year our shows at all places will be better. The Party Animal show is outstanding this year versus last year, because it was the first time we did it last year.
What are the differences between the shows?
Everything. The characters. So you got different music. So everything's got different live music, different characters. So the Party Animals have Party Down, which is a live rock band. They have official bar bartenders who are flair bartenders. They have the party starters dance group. They have the party crashers. They have a different show, a different pregame, different music, different vibe. They have different DJs, everything. And so it's all the core of Banana Bowl. There's going to be trick plays, there's going to be entertainment, but each show brings a different brand. So think of it as Cirque du Soleil.
Yes.
Each Cirque show, you know you're going to see acrobatics, you know you're going to see some cool stuff, but each show has a different theme. But you could be a fan of Cirque. I want to see what they're going to do with this show. And so what's happening now is our fans are wearing party animal gear, tailgater gear, firefighter gear. I mean, they're like, Jesse, stop creating more teams. One guy's got tattoos of every team. And that's what happens when you start creating fans, and that's not about the money. That's the difference.
Got it. Okay.
It's hard.
Can you share anything about revenues?
No, because it's no. And I'll be clear the reason why. Because A, it'll be outdated tomorrow. Okay. So whatever gets shared is wrong, because we're doubling every year. And it makes the story about revenue, not about fans. And for us, the revenue takes care of itself if you take care of the fans.
How does it, in terms of, how big are you guys in terms of employees, like full-time employees, and also?
We're hiring every week. I mean, well, I can say we travel with over 200 plus people on every trip. So we travel with 200 plus, and then right now we have 2 different tours.
Got it.
So,
did you have financial backers? Are you the sole owner of the whole operation?
Yeah. It's me. It's my wife. It's fun.
No investors. No.
We've said no to everyone.
From the start.
Yes, 100%. Because what do investors want?
Control.
And to get a
payout.
Return.
Right.
Our return is the fan experience. It's a different game. And so as soon as you get shareholders, you get other people involved, they have different desires, different goals. Our goal is to create 1 billion fans. And so 0. And I believe, everyone says you got to raise money to do this. You got to start a league. You got to get this. You got to get this. You got to get this money. If you can't create a product that's good enough that your fans will support it, right, the product's not good enough. So if we're going to tour with the firefighters and the tailgaters and the party animals, we better make it good enough that it sells out, that it creates fans that way.
Do you know what this looks like 5 years from now? Like, do you have a vision in your head of how many teams you'll get to? And
so put this in perspective. 5 years ago, we played the first ever Banana Ball game in front of fans.
Right.
It's in COVID. Right. 1,000 people, and the game was crazy. And I was like, wow, this is unique. Why don't we just try a 1-city world tour next year?
Right.
We did that. It's like, oh, this worked. Let's go to 7.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this worked. Let's go to 33 cities. All right, this worked. Now let's go Major League stadiums. Oh, wow, this worked. Let's try football stadiums. If I were to say 5 years ago we'd be here, that's crazy. If I say where I'm leaving 5 years ago, that's going to limit us. That'll hold us back. Because I'll find out next year we'll be doing things people would never imagine. And then in 2027, people will be like, I can't believe you're doing. So I don't like that 5-year question, because I think it'll be outdated by next year. Because I'll be doing things that people would say, I wouldn't believe you'd be doing in 5 years, we'll do in a year. That's how you learn faster. I want to be an organization that can learn faster than anyone else. And the only way you learn faster is if you do more.
Got it.
So does that make sense?
Yes. Good. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. Thank you. Hopefully I gave you a few.
Yeah. And if I need to get in touch, I mean, what's the best way to get in touch if I have a follow-up? Because I don't think this is going to run right away. I think they want me to do a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, everyone wants to talk about dollars. And anytime people guess dollars, they're always way wrong. So
it's not even my focus. It's just where does it, like, I'm so curious as to the plan.
So think about this. We're playing in front of 2.2 million fans this year.
Right.
Okay? Next year might be a 3.
Yeah.
You keep growing at 3 million and then say, so our whole thing is performing in front of live fans. That's what we believe we can be the best in the world at. So how do you continue to grow that? You got to think differently. And so then you test, will we test international? What's that look like? Well, we test, all these tests. So what tests do you do each year?
So you're doing it take it day by day, trying to help the team. It's a nearer term.
It's how do you create fans? So for instance, what Sam Walton did better than anyone else. Yeah. Kmart and Sears were saying, you got to go to the cities where all the fans are, where all the customers are. Right. He said, no, I'm going to go to the small towns. I'm going to go where others won't go.
It's okay if I use this part of the
That's fine. Go where others won't go. Yeah. So our mindset is go where others won't go.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to go to North Dakota, where on paper, it doesn't make financial sense to go to North Dakota. But if we can create 30, 40,000 fans in North Dakota, in the long run, that makes sense, because our game is creating fans.
Right.
And so again, the decisions aren't made what's best for revenue. You focus on long-term fans over short-term revenue. Right. So that's why any piece that one writes out, they start talking about revenue, the story's already misleading, because it has no interest in us in creating money.
So I go to every owner's meeting, every Rob Manfred press conference, right? So I am trained to kind of
that's how they think.
See how they're thinking. And I can just see it, like, there's no way, of course they know what you're doing, right? And at some point, how do those not converge? How does Major League Baseball not say, we need to buy this product where they're at? And it feels inevitable, but
and it may happen, but the reality is, what I always say is, we can exist together and create fans together. What they have
no one's telling me that.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I can see it. It's a new emerging brand that people could see as competition. But I literally don't see it as competition. What Walmart, Sam Walton wasn't looking at Kmart and he's like, I'm going to go here and I'm going to do this very, very well. And that is going to be my obsession. The same thing Amazon. He was like, we're going to go online and we're going to do it so well, better than anyone else. I'm not going to compete in retail in brick and mortar. And so again, go where others won't go. That's the whole mindset, is we're going where others won't go and thinking differently. Not where the Globetrotters went, not where regular sports go. It's just a different mindset.
Your personal ambition, and I know you've written the book, which I haven't read, but I do need to read it.
Fans First, the best one to read.
Okay,
I have 3. Fans First, the best to read. Yeah.
Did you want to be Walt Disney as a child? Like, what is the, even before baseball?
When people bring up Walt Disney, I get emotional because I think about how many people told him he couldn't do something, how many people said it was the wrong decision, how many people said, and he just kept that belief, and he said he's going to keep doing it. I mean, he said it's kind of fun to do the impossible. I think when many people think what we're doing is impossible. I mean, we were a small team from Savannah with guys who never made the major leagues, yet we're selling out the biggest stadiums in the country. I mean, in football stadiums. And so, no, my goal was never to be Walt Disney, but if I can even take a little bit of his spirit and bring that to sports, I mean, you think about that. Sports, it's always been one way.
Yeah.
Very competitive. Right. You have a winner, you have a loser. Right. And if your team loses, you're not happy. Why can't there be a world where everyone leaves the stadium, no matter what happens, that they feel like they're a part of something special? That, I believe, is what Walt Disney. He wanted to create a place that adults and kids could have fun together. Why can't that happen in sports? And I think that's where we're finding that other area, that other path, and that's what excites me. So that's why when you talk about 5 years, I'm like, we could be on the moon.
Right. Isn't scarcity, and if you have to run, I'm enjoying this conversation.
Yeah.
Isn't scarcity some part of it? But like,
100%. Yeah, I understand. I mean, it's part of everything. I mean, you look at Taylor Swift. Anytime you create unbelievable demand, it's a challenge, but also it can be strong. I mean, again, people want to go to things. You don't want to go to the restaurant that no one goes to. So there's a value to being a place that people want to go to, the excitement. There's a reason why WrestleMania is such a coveted ticket. Right. There's a reason why Super Bowl is. I hope that we can create that in every market we go to. Like I said, if we go to a small town with a population less than 1,000, I hope every one of those 1,000 people are saying, what can I do to get to that show?
Do you know the markets you're going to yet? But you're...
Oh, it's been an extensive process. So we've had now almost 200 cities all over the country put intents to bid in part of our process. So we have cities, venues, they show interest in us because we want to be a buy-in. Not necessarily, the money's not one thing.
On the lease for...
They'd say, can I get the party animals next year? Can I have the firefighters? Can I get the bananas? And so they all want to host us because what's happening, the economic impact is staggering. In Clemson, it was 60% of the people that came in were outside of the state of South Carolina. So the numbers that we're showing, heads and beds, hotels, economic impact, is so big that now we have cities, tourism, venues saying, can we bring them in because they're treating it as a special trip? So that's really exciting to us because now we get to look at all these different stadiums, venues, cities, and which will be the best experience for fans. It's not, where some places like, where do I get the most money? It doesn't, no. How are we gonna do the best show for fans? From the parking lot to the plaza to the experience to the hotels to all of that, and that helps us make a decision that we know next year will be a big win for fans that then hopefully creates fans that want to come back. If fans have a bad experience, it's game over. So it's not just the venue, it's the city, it's the market, and that's what we look at. So
got it. Yeah. Is there, if I had to force you to say there was a high point, a low point of this process so far, is there ever a point where you thought this is just done? It's not gonna.
I mean, we ran out of money our first year. We sold 2 tickets in our first few months. On January 15th, 2016, I got the phone call that we'd overdrafted our account. We were out of money. We weren't missing payroll. And Emily turned to me and said, we have to sell our house. We sold our house. And so that's 3 months into starting. So before we had even sold anything, or we had done anything, we're basically failed. And so that was like, we got to get after it. Oh, it was quick. And then I just get to that first game, because they hadn't experienced it. You can talk about failure, but get in front of it, get us in the arena. And we finally got in the arena and we were able to put on a show.
What's been the best part so far?
It's moments, everything's moments.
South Carolina.
Clemson, you mean?
Yeah.
Clemson's up there because what was so great about Clemson is that was the scariest one we've ever done. 81,000 people, 190 feet down the left field line, in a small little town, college campus, not built for a baseball game, banana ball game. And from Dabo Sweeney to the band, halftime show, to an hour and 43-minute game, visibly, people could see me bouncing around on the sidelines because I was on top of the world. And after the night, I'm hugging fans, and fans are emotional. So that was the best show of their life. So that was That was up there because that was the hardest. That bar was here.
What would you do if you were commissioner of Major League Baseball?
I've got asked that question a bunch, but
you won't answer it.
It's just it's tough because it can be. It's tough because it can be put into different ways. I don't want to.